Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Happy post-Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Your favorite Negroes are here. It's Harrison.
Building.
It's Barry Church.
We in there,
I'm
baby.
Newy Scruggs. The Cowboy locker room is open now. Just left there. Micah Parsons in a good mood.
Oh.
Said his girl bought him a big golf cart for Christmas. So he said
a golf cart?
Yeah, he said he's going to get tricked out, put some lions on there. He says, but I don't own any golf clubs.
So he ain't boy ain't even on the course. No.
So black.
Gonna take it to the mailbox? What you gonna man? Come on, man.
So
That's how big the estate is.
That's true. That's true.
So Hek'ma, my immediate thought was, this man needs to meet Barry Church.
He does.
too.
And
I'm on the course, baby.
Yes, he needs to get with Mr. Church here.
You know, rich friends, other rich friends.
He's about to be rich.
Elbows
He
rubbing.
can hook me up with endorsements. I can introduce him to some cats and I can just get a couple of gear. That's all I need, some gear. That's it.
And make the intro.
Let's go. That's it.
That's
If
what
you
I'm
listening, Parsons, let's go.
If you get here early enough, we can go back to the locker room. I just saw Jason Hatcher back there, so you know.
Jay Hatch was in there. Look at
Yes.
Jay Hatch in there, man.
I forgot how big he is.
He is a big old dude.
Big dude. So
Out of Grambling State.
Yeah, big dude. man.
So yeah, you need to go find Micah, man.
Go ahead and talk, man. Chop it up with him a little
Gotta
bit.
text him, have him swing by.
So I yeah, exactly. So I asked him, he's got a golf coach? No. And he said there's somebody, the team who plays that can help him out, and I just like,
Yeah.
okay, so Church.
Swing on by.
I see an opportunity.
That is. I appreciate the alley-oop,
I see
my
an
man.
opportunity right there for
Appreciate
you.
it. See if I can finish it off.
All Saints London.
All Saints, man.
Yes.
All Saints.
So Hek'ma, we did little topics today, and I'm shocked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's how we going to jump off?
Yeah, well, we have to. I don't know whether it was some Christmas eggnog or something.
Man.
That Barry Church says he's changed his mind.
So that message went through the chat, but my Kansas City pick, that's crazy.
Do we need receipts?
No, because you know. Don't let him do that.
Man,
because
I thought that pick went in. I thought it went in.
It says,
who you said?
I've changed my mind on McCarthy. So what does that mean?
Tell the people.
Man, I'm going to tell the people, what they want to hear, and that's the truth, all right? So going through this thing, I know I've been hard. I've been one of the people that's been on Mike McCarthy saying you haven't done what you need to do. You were brought here to win a championship, which is true. He was brought here to do what Coach Garrett wasn't able to do, in the words of Newy Scruggs. And that's the possible truth right there. And
Todd Archer.
Yeah, Todd Archer.
And many other people.
Yeah, many other people. And he wasn't able to get them past that division mark. So that still holds strong. But to me, a lot of weight has to go to what he's been able to do as far as get these players to continue to play. Like, to me, that holds a lot of weight out there for me. Because when you look at it, the team overall, they could have been through the towel in. All right, when Dak Prescott went down for the season, they could have threw the towel in and just ran off, just went out there getting ready for Cabo and just saying, I'm injured here and there, and I don't want to suit up, or I'm not going to give it my all. They could have been through the towel in there, but they didn't. They could have threw the towel in Cincinnati when basically their playoff hopes were destroyed. It was over with. They lost a heartbreaker. But they didn't, man. And they continue to go out there, and it's your best players that are going out there and fighting. And those are the guys that usually the rest of the team rallies behind.
Yeah.
All right, I was on teams that threw in the towel early. Man, we get these Vegas trips going up week 15, week 14, got these Vegas trips lined up. And those were the best players that were saying that. So, of course, myself being a young guy, I'm going to follow suit. Oh, this season's done for. I'm cool. But when you got your best guys out there, the Parsons, the Lambs, Bland, Lewis, those cats rolling still, it showed me a lot. It showed me that this guy still has the locker room. All right, because that's huge to me. You got to, in this situation, I think a lot goes into what the players want. And obviously, they still want Big Mike around. We saw some of that controversy early in the season where they were talking about, he hasn't put this much work in, da-da-da-da.
That's one player.
CeeDee Lamb talking about the offense ain't doing what it's supposed to do. But he went over there and kudos to him, had a man-to-man conversation with those guys. And what did we see off of that? Hey, man's a switch. Hey, I talked to Mike. We're good now. And the play on the field shows it. So I know I've been extremely hard on him, and rightfully so, because, this was the prove-it year, and he, didn't get it done. But I got to put weight into what these players want. And obviously, what they show on the football field is they still want Mike around because they could have been through the towel, and they did it. So, to me, you're going to end the season, possibly 9-8, which I predicted early on. But, we'll see from there. But these players, you know what I mean? They want Big Mike. They want Big Mike. So, I got to put weight on what the players do out there on the football field. So, I have changed my mind.
Who are you? Who are you?
Which I predicted.
You
did.
I did, man. I'm just saying.
It was a 9-8 wild card.
Wild
team.
card.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Washington pulling off heroics, it could have been alive. But 9-8 is in there.
Who are you, and what did you do
there,
with Barry Church?
I'm just saying,
because Newy, are you okay? Are you shocked? Because I'm shocked.
I don't think Newy's shocked.
I read this book this year. Best book I read this year. It's called Think Again by Adam Grant.
Okay.
And he says that we need to usually we come at things through either you're a prosecutor, a politician. It's a prosecutor, politician, and it was another P. And basically that's how we look at things. And he says, well, we need to be more of a scientist. As a scientist, you allow yourself to change your mind. Like, if you come in as a preacher, you're like, this is what I believe, and I ain't moving off that. Politician, well, this is my stance, and I'm going to move off my stance. Prosecutor, hey, this is the law, this is what must be followed. But as a scientist, you can say, hey, man, things change.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm looking at his church is kind of coming around to where you and I have been, where we kind of look at it more in context and just, okay, here's what happened. What's everything that went into this here? Also, what's the resume been? First year, bad. Terrible. Okay, Mike Nolan gone, 12-5. Bad playoff now, and he was a part of it. Yeah. Bad, but starting to look to me, if I'm looking at open-mindedly, general manager did not give him all the tools that were needed. You bring in a guy like Mike Zimmer, who's shown you, oh, by the way, as the guys have bought into it, even though they're losing dudes, they bought into the defense has played well. He may have even saved his job. I think those are things that can turn your mind around on Mike McCarthy, which maybe that's where you hit, Church, is you've kind of been a scientist. Let me think again. Let me think about this again. Let me go back and line up everything again. You played the game, and so you're like, hey, I was there when Uncle Wade was coaching, so we all laid down on a Sunday night at Green Bay and got the thumping beat out of us, and then next thing we know, Wade not the coach anymore, and it's J.C. Garrett, middle of the season.
I was there.
Just in the locker room, Jordan Lewis and Cooper Rush were asked about, do you like the fact that Mike is still playing veteran guys saying, let's get out here and win, a professionalism about him. So maybe that's where you got to. Yeah. I'm not a player. I don't know the workings of the room and how things and people can lay down. But to me, I try to look at the whole body of work and what Mike has done. Yes, it has been a disappointment because he did not take them further than what he did. But he wasn't 100% alone here.
Yeah. Hardest part about doing this job is working with people that you respect. You respect what they say, you respect their opinions, and then you're trying to hold on to your opinion. And so for years now, we've been having this conversation, and I've been doing a deep dive on what's your deal with Mike. Off air, on air, asking you these same questions, and you've always come to the point of the moment. The moment is fleeting from him. He knows what's up there. He knows what's out there. The team has to be ready for the opportunity, and each time he's gotten there, he hadn't lived up to that moment.
He's failed.
He's failed.
Yeah.
I've asked other guys, as other professionals, had these conversations and say, man, what's your deal with Mike? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, when I look at Mike McCarthy, his body of work, and I look at the other guys that are, his contemporaries, I always say the same thing. I'm like, look, Mike adds up. He adds up in every way, the way that he treats his players. You always hear guys, man, I don't, treat me like a man. I ain't no kid, And just the respect level that he's earned from everybody that's ever played with him, except for Aaron Rodgers, okay? You know what I mean? But still, but yet and still, they did great things together. I look at, and I think as you come to we talked about it at the beginning of the year, months before the season even started. What does this mean for Mike coming into a season where he does not have a contract? And everybody, I think, collectively said this is a disaster. it's going to be a disaster because if the team starts hot, then everybody's going to be saying, "Where's the contract for Mike?" Mm-hmm. If things go awry and there's injuries and you fall through the floor, when he getting out of here? Give me a parlay on. Does he make it past week 6?
Over under.
Give me that. And I mean, we've been going through this. I mean, it's been like this from a media standpoint each and every week. And to me, man, when I look at Mike McCarthy, I can just go back to his belief that he has in himself and his confidence. Because if I was Mike, if I was hearing some of the things that I was hearing from the media and on the radio station, dog, I'd be, you know me, dog. I'm gonna be in a shouting match every week with these boys,
What
man.
you say?
What you say? Say what you said when you said it. You know, but it's the confidence that he has in himself and the ability to go out there and prepare this team, even though, look, you're out of the playoffs.
It's over.
It's over with. Where was this energy against Tampa, man, when y'all were playing against Detroit? Where was this when you were playing against the Saints? And people can go back and say, hey, man, y'all had all y'all dogs when y'all played against them, and y'all still ended up getting the break speed off of y'all. So why is anything going to change? And I understand, like, for me, I just say this team has to be better at putting a talented roster together that's going to propel this team to win not only the NFC East but the NFC and get through the playoffs to get to a Super Bowl, because anything short of that is going to be a failure, even for the next coach. Because the Cowboy Nation is at the point now where it's like, we don't even, dude, talk to me when the playoffs start. That was the beginning of this season. Talk to me when the playoffs start. Don't even tell me about what's happening in the regular season.
True.
Talk to me when the playoffs starts, and we're not even in it.
And that's always
Yeah,
that's,
get everybody to the party.
No.
that's the fan danger of not understanding what coaches always say, that you must start from the bottom every year.
Yeah.
To me, every season is like trying to climb Mount Everest. It takes a long time to get there, and most people, you lose it. Trying to get up to high, we got close. We got to go walk all the way back down and start over again. One of the things about Mike McCarthy, and also say it's about Mike Tomlin, when you think about the dudes they coached, you didn't win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin's gone out here and won a Super Bowl with Antonio Brown. You out here with some dudes that, some agendas and some, the fact that you were able to, it's like Chuck Daly and Phil Jackson coaching Rodman and winning championships. Yeah, you had this volatile personality and the quirks that come and figured out a way to win a championship and get them to play at Hall of Fame levels. Antonio Brown, say whatever you want about his career.
Oh, he got the numbers now.
There'll be a conversation in Canton, Ohio, amongst the writers and the voters about his candidacy. We know Aaron Rodgers is getting in.
Man.
There is, to me, I think there is something about coaches having the ability to coach mercurial and interesting personalities.
Man, that's a statement. Because, man, for me, my opinion of coaches, I put coaches up there with pastors, man, as far as and I know these parallels will never meet. One has a tremendous amount more pressure on them as leading souls to heaven than a coach does. But I think of what their job is of taking young men, whether it be a high school coach, a college coach, forming these guys. I hear you talk about coaches all the time, the guys that taught you how to go from being an amateur player to being a professional, and whether it was a position coach or whatever it was, those guys that formed who you are and who you are currently. And so that's why when guys go into the Hall of Fame, they have coaches present them.
But what you said here does make a lot of sense, because you go back to what Jesus talked about. He said, I'm a teacher. Pastors are teachers.
Yeah.
Coaches are teachers.
Absolutely.
And just when I have looked at some of the best coaches in history, I think like Chuck Noll, think about Bill Walsh. Man. They were actual school teachers. Vince Lombardi, they taught school. Yeah. Paul Brown, they actually taught school and knowing lesson plans and how to reach people, how to be in a classroom. I got all these kids, like these 3 kids about to cut up. So how do I deal with them to keep them away from the other ones who are trying to learn? And I mean, all of that. It's the same. Right. And I found that some of the most effective people have been those who taught in the classroom and have an understanding of educational systems and different learning styles. I was talking to Dennis Thurman one time, and he told me in his DB room, he had to figure out how guys learn. Are you a visual learner? Are you a person, can I draw it on the chalkboard, or do I have to take you out on the field and show you? And he said, I have as a coach, learn what is it my players need and how do they get it? And then if I know, okay, hey, Ed Reed wants it this way. He talked about that. Now, Coach Ed this way, or Troy Polamalu needed to see it this way. But what you said between pastors and coaches, it's all teaching.
Yeah, and his ability, and you're talking about in these moments where they could have just given up and already put the Tulum, got on that plane first, in first class, and you haven't seen them mail it in. And I think the endorsements, when they come from the top, when they come from your top guys, I think that says more. Now, will that resonate with your fan base? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That's the toughest part.
It has to resonate with one man.
Absolutely. Hey, say that again.
Gerald Wayne Jones. And by the way, when Nick Van Exel shouted the 1-2-3 Cancun, I was there. I was in L.A. The Lakers. Coach got fired.
Can't do it like that. Yeah, can't do it like
soon,
that.
Nick was soon
He followed.
He was traded to Denver, and it was kind of the end. But
hell of a golfer though. Did a couple rounds.
Dude, Nick is good.
He's a good golfer, man.
Nick is good. People.
Nick Van Exel from Cincinnati.
Nick Van Exel,
lefty.
yes. MVP. Who's your Cowboys MVP? Who would you vote for in the MVP in the league? In the league, Micah Parsons gave us his thought, which is pretty interesting. He's Hek'ma Harrison. That's Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming and DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! Back to the Players Lounge.
The Dallas Cowboys honor the legacy of Bob Lilly through the Bob Lilly Award presented by Ryan. Awarded to the current Cowboy who demonstrates the highest level of achievement, sportsmanship, dedication, and leadership. Cast your vote now and help choose the player who best embodies the qualities that made Bob Lilly one of the greatest Cowboys of all time. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Bob Lilly and cast your vote today.
Mr. Cowboy, Bob Lilly.
Bob
former
Lilly.
TCU Horned Frog. All right, Hek'ma Harrison, appreciate that. Hek'ma Harrison in the house here for Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Got Barry Church, the Toledo Rocket. His team is playing in a bowl game right now.
2012 right now. 2012. I like that hoodie.
On the
appreciate it,
Pittsburgh
shop.
Panthers. I'm Newy Scruggs here.
I know that cost.
No, don't do it.
Hey, boys be yaxing over there. That's all I'm going to say.
Cut a mosquito with an axe for this one.
I'm telling you. It's good quality, too.
For this one, the butter.
Oh, man.
MVP. We're down to 2 games. We are down to 2 games. And the odds makers have Josh Allen, quarterback of Buffalo, in the lead.
Dust.
With Lamar Jackson behind him. And this was before the last odds I saw were before we saw Lamar get busy. Get busy, do his thing with one of those signature MVP type plays.
Crazy yesterday.
Yeah.
Man, so fast, man.
Yeah.
So ask Michael. You know, on your podcast, you talk about MVP. He said, yeah. Yeah, he said it should be Joe Burrow. And he said, but Joe Burrow doesn't have a top 3 defense. He said if Joe Burrow had a top 3 defense, then it'd be different. And he said, you know, look at the stats. You know, like right now, you talk about offensive leaders right here. You know, Joe Burrow has got 4,229 yards. So except man, he was all about Joe Burrow. And what Big Joe's done this year. And of course, you know, he played against Joe. Joe right now with 39 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, sacked 37 times.
Yeah, been killed.
Oh, 37 times. Lamar Jackson, right now we look over at passing, he's 3rd. And Lamar's got, just from a passing standpoint, Lamar's got 39 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Yes, just passing. Allen with 25 touchdowns and 6 picks.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. 26 and 6.
25?
26 and 6, man.
26 and 6.
Yeah.
To 39. Was it? You said 39 for Lamar, right?
Lamar and Joe Burrow, yes, sir.
Yeah.
But if you look at total tugs for Lamar, he's somewhere like around 40, like
Straight.
44, 45?
Look, man, he's
Almost 1,000 yards on the ground? Come on, man. The man is doing things that you see cats do in college against pro athletes out here. I mean, look, granted, Joe Burrow's having one hell of a year. All right, they wasted an MVP season because his record just isn't what it is. So, and with all that being said, Lamar still got better numbers.
Yeah.
Like that, to me, this is, it just depends how you look at the MVP.
Well, you know, it's a quarterback award, number one.
Yeah,
period.
definitely a QB award for
That's
sure.
it. And I just go back to last year.
How many rushing touchdowns?
Do I think Lamar got? At least 6?
4.
4? So he's sitting at 43 total touchdowns?
He's got 852 yards rushing.
He's almost about to be at 1,000 rushing.
Damn.
He could possibly end the year with 48 touchdowns?
Damn. That's work.
That's
Rico
crazy.
Dowdle got 930.
How many touchdowns?
1.
One. All right,
Yeah,
come
Rico
on.
Dowdle got 903. So yeah.
Rico should be a little mad about that when they took him out and put Zeke in. But that's another story. But
Zeke in the locker room today. Hey, we said, come on over, Zeke, come talk to us. He kept walking.
yeah. Well,
Dalvin Cook too. By the way.
oh yeah.
He's on the squad. Anyway, go.
Wow. Y'all ain't ready to have that conversation. We ain't ready to have that conversation. Oh, that week 4 Dalvin Cook conversation. You got a massive argument about. Anyway.
That's the GM. GM.
Anyway. But last year we started looking at these numbers. I brought up the same situation, talking about Dak and the numbers that he had versus Lamar, and it's still Lamar ended up winning the MVP, which is crazy. And I only bring that up because I'm saying Josh Allen gonna win the MVP. Y'all may as well forget about it. Nothing short of just going like he would have to like crash out on national TV at this point, and I think they'll probably save him from that if he does. That'll be the only way that he does it. I mean, because if you look at Josh Allen, okay, Lamar Jackson is going to get the Derrick Henry debate. You got Derrick Henry, all right? But Josh Allen, you're going to say you got rid of Diggs. Yeah. You basically had a bunch of, two in a possible. With those guys, right? And that's where he's going to get the credit for carrying this team to where they are right now. If you want, man, my honest opinion, and this is hard for me to say it, but the job that Saquon Barkley has done in Philadelphia, to me, that the reemergence of the running back position with what he's done and the way that he's brought this offense and Kellen Moore to the point of everybody saying Kellen Moore needs a head coaching job, all of those things. Like, he has carried this team at points in the year that's made the job easier for Jalen Hurts, even though he has warranted scrutiny in the passing game. But I think, look, we're going to give it to a quarterback regardless, but there are guys that absolutely are the most valuable players on their team, and to me, it's Saquon Barkley.
He making Kellen Moore look good.
That's, hey.
But when you talk about Buffalo, I mean, What are they, 12-3?
11 touchdowns rushing, by the way, for Josh Allen.
11.
Yeah, put some respect on his
30,
name.
he's still short. That's was it 37 total tubs to Lamar Jackson? Possibly he could reach the 45, 48.
He's carrying.
tubs.
He's carrying Buffalo.
They're
Literally is
12-3.
He is carrying that team. That's what I'm just saying. Like,
So Buffalo 12-3, Baltimore's 11-5.
But look at look at the division he's doing it against. Lamar's in the AFC North.
yeah.
You got the Bengals, the Browns. I mean, not the Browns, but you got the Bengals and you got the Steelers in there. Who's in the
Even
AFC
the
East?
Browns ain't playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's in the AFC East? You got the Miami, who's
Coach
missing Coach Soul, missing a quarterback.
No
Got
coach
the
with
Patriots.
The
The
Jets.
Patriots and the Jets.
Yeah.
But that's 6 wins right there.
New England got 3 wins.
You know
Jets
what I'm
got
saying?
4 wins.
Yeah.
And Coach Soul got 7 wins.
And that-
They're all losing teams.
Hey, look, Buffalo did do it against Kansas City.
Yeah, they did.
But then they got the doors beat off of them by Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's man.
By the way, the final 2 games for Josh Allen, the Jets and the Bills.
Like, what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Right up 14-3. Like,
Come on,
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude.
He gonna be able to put up some defining. He gonna be able to close the show.
He gonna have some great
Defining
stats.
numbers.
But
right
I'm
there.
just saying, he'd have to come unglued on national television to lose it at this point. My only case in it, I think you make a great case for the division that he's in. It's light work each and every week. He's not bothered by the Jets. This matchup, he's not sweating. Whereas Lamar has Pittsburgh, he has all these other teams that he has to go against that you know where the pressure's going to be coming from. It's the black and blue league basically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I am a Josh Allen, not a hater, but I call him the dust because every time he gets to throwing those interceptions, it's like a little fairy just dropping it on you. And I just feel like that about him. I think he's always been one of those guys that you put pressure on him, he turns back into who he is. Something about this season to me for Josh Allen, I've seen something different in him, and he's carrying this team. He hadn't been recklessly running the ball like he has been in years past. He hadn't been putting the ball in harm's way like he has been in years past. And I think that's something for a guy of his caliber. You can give it to Patrick Mahomes, you could give it to Joe Burrow and guys like that each and every year because the numbers are going to say it. The way that they lead their team is going to say it. I just think it's his time right now.
Is this the Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods type of debate where they're so good, they're the best, and you're now measuring them against themselves, not really so much against other people? And I felt there was a backlash on Michael for that.
Because he's so good.
Karl Malone did not deserve that last MVP over Michael. Damn way.
Yeah.
Magic got an MVP over Michael. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And I think it's because he was just that great. And you just, I guess, it wasn't wild, but look at what Karl did. And, he ended up, his team had the best record in the league. And, I just think that's what can happen. I don't want to call it fatigue as much, but you just kind of, it's tough, man. When you're here, and all we want to do is look at and judge you from this. And I thought Tiger got to be that same way after a while. He won 6 this year. That's a career for some dudes, man. That's a career. Sure. And it got to that point where you weren't appreciating the greatness that you saw. I mean, what Lamar did the other day on TV, in the National Football League, that's something you do in Pee Wee.
Yeah.
You don't do that in the league. Yeah. You know this.
Oh, yeah.
Dudes don't do that.
He does.
Right. I mean,
that's crazy.
You got to be all-world Michael Vick, Fran Target. Like it's like a list of dudes you can count on a hand that we've seen do something like that. If Lamar goes in the Hall of Fame, I feel like that's the play. Yeah. What's the play that you put in there? That's the play.
Oh man, it's so many. It's so many.
That one. Yeah. I mean, that's just
nuts.
This is my first time seeing him live. And you know how sometimes you can have an appreciation, especially basketball players. You see them on television and you think that, the game, then you see them in person and you're like, damn, what did I just watch? What did I just like? He is so much faster in person, you know. You know, those people, oh, you look different. Then I say, you look better in person than you on TV. Like, boy, you look better in person than you do on TV, dog. Because that's different speed.
Yeah,
he cooking with something that everybody ain't cooking with. Yeah. But I think when it comes down to those NFL purists that love guys that are able to sit back, read the pocket, go to their second, third read, and then make those phenomenal plays, he doesn't give you that. He gives you pure, raw octane. And that's all you're going to get from Lamar. And if you're judging him based off of that, then that is fine. But at the level that you're saying, like, you know, the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, that's why I say guys like Patrick Mahomes, if you just love the quarterback play, watch Patrick Mahomes, man, because what he does week in and week out is phenomenal. Yeah, and maybe we're burnt out on it.
You're hitting on a point, and I think maybe that's because you're you know, you do play-by-play analyst. You know, watching the dudes, like watching Kyrie Irving in person, everyone should go see that because TV doesn't do it justice. It just doesn't do it justice of what he's done. Like Steve Nash,
it was cold
to watch Steve do it, and then to meet Steve Nash. Steve Nash is 6'3".
Yeah. That was a shock to me when I saw him. I'm like,
Steph Curry 6'3". They look like this, and then you like to do that with these trees, and when you see it in person, you're like, but Kyrie Irving, man, that's it is just there's tremendous ability, but you take that tremendous ability with a work ethic and just how God just some of that just
who's that player for you? Who is the one player that you can say I saw him live and he changed everything that I thought about him? Who's that one player for you?
What sport?
Any sport.
Let's get a break.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's get a break.
Brilliant question. I hadn't seen some dudes.
Yeah.
I got two on my mind.
You got two.
I hadn't seen some dudes. Do that next. Hek'ma Harrison, Barry Church on Newy Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Danny McCray here for Smoothie King. You know every great workout deserves a great reward. So treat yourself right with new coconut smoothie bowls. Made with real fruit, crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, creamy coconut, and topped with the chocolate hazelnut or honey drizzle. With 2 new flavors, it's perfect for you and the workout buddy. So you both can stay on track even after you leave the track. Scoop up new coconut smoothie bowls only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2024 NFL season, Boss teamed up with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection. The Boss Cowboys collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Arriving just in time for the start of the season, the distinctive attire from the latest Boss Cowboys expansion offers sports aficionados and true bosses the chance to show their team spirit and style. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1, any broadcast without the express edition of cook-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12, no crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31, anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Okay. Golf Wang, presented by Tyler the Creator in collaboration with the Dallas Cowboys, is now available at select pro shops and online. Score unique apparel and accessories at a pro shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience.
He is Hek'ma Harrison. Appreciate you. Barry Church, former Dallas Cowboys safety here in the house. His Toledo Rockets currently beating the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Let's go, baby.
Right now. The Mac
T-O-L-E-D-O.
in the bowl game. Where are they playing at, Chris Beam? Is this Detroit? Detroit.
The Motor City
Motor
Bowl.
City Bowl. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I thought he was. You laughing?
Oh, my bad. My fault.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is just the disrespect. Just man, that's crazy.
I'm Newy.
It be your own, fellas. It be your own.
They handed out pink gators. Everybody got buffs.
Minks and gators. Banana cognac.
Pack of black and miles.
Somebody freaking one in the corner right now. You almost done, Jamar. Jamar, you almost done over there.
Oh, God.
Ooh, man.
My bad. That's too far. My fault. Excuse me.
Detroit, baby.
Detroit.
Rappers.
Yeah.
313.
Yeah, Remy bottles everywhere. Who is your guy, man?
Cartiers. Where we at?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the question, man, who's that dude?
Who's that dude? Who's that dude
you saw? I really got a collection of guys I got to go with here. Shaq. To see a person that tall, that big, that dominant.
Yeah.
You was going for a ride once he got on the block. And to see it on the court in person was like, wow. That was something. King Griffey Jr. in baseball. This was in the steroid era. The dude was up there crushing the ball.
Yeah.
He could hit. He could throw, could run. It just didn't seem like he was trying.
Yeah.
In the hardest sport there is, period. It was just like, wow. He was him.
Yeah.
As the kids would say. Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan.
To see everyone in an arena there to see you do what you do and you do it. That's hard.
Yeah.
Night after night. And not that whole I'm gonna rest today, load management today. Night after night after night. I remembered when he played the first ever game in Charlotte in 1988. They gave out Michael Jordan posters.
In Charlotte?
In Charlotte. I mean, could you imagine, the Cowboys giving out the opposing team poster on game day? That's first off, who the hell does that? That tells you
that's respect.
Right. Yeah. It's Jordan, Tar Heel back in town. And they wanted the buzzer. But I would say it's the Michael Jordan. What you always wanted was to see Michael score 50 and your team winning the buzzer.
Yeah.
And he did it night after night. Sensational.
Then it for you?
Peter Warrick.
He was
guys.
cold. He was cold.
Let me tell you this. It was at the Los Angeles Coliseum and they played USC. Peter Warrick of Florida State and Walter Jones, but mainly Peter, because you just he's different. There were so many dudes, because Walter Jones ended up being a Hall of Fame left tackle for the Seahawks, but there was so much talent. Chris Winkie ended up winning the Heisman. You saw him. He was the best player. Chris Claiborne at SC was the Butkus Award winner. Brian Kelly ended up being a DB that won a championship with Tampa. There was so much talent on the field out there. There were so many scouts there, and that was the best player. You just Hek'ma, you've seen this covering high schools. You're like, oh, yeah, he different.
Yeah.
Didn't have the career in the NFL that you thought he would because he went to Cincinnati where careers can go to die. But watching that guy, if I had stock in Peter Warrick, I'd have bought a bunch because I'd have said, him, gonna do that thing. Gosh, he was amazing to watch.
I was like, remember when him and Vic went at it in the national championship?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
But really, I mean, it was two dudes at Florida State that I saw, with him and then Deion. I remember the Deion punt against Clemson. You too young.
Yeah, I was too young for that one.
I want to say it was 87 or 88 where Deion walks in Death Valley and he'd tell the crowd, it's coming back. And we just wanted to know why, it's coming back. Caught it, took it back. And the height of Deion, this was when that was
prime time.
Right, it was created right there. It was sensational, man. It was sensational. And one of my teammates was being recruited by Clemson. Heck, he was there, and he said Danny Ford threw everybody out the locker room, including the recruit. Everybody get out. He was because they thought they had the game won. Deion ran it back, so he was mad. Deion is man.
Everybody get out.
Yeah.
Gosh, he was special, man.
Who's your guy, DC?
I got 3 of them, and I'm gonna stick all with football, but I got to play against these guys. One, and this, you got to see him on the field, man, and that's Megatron, Calvin Johnson, man. I got to see him multiple times in my career.
Yeah,
this dude,
yeah, man.
he was. I mean, there's one play. We were in the back of it. First of all, Stafford just throws the ball up in the air from the 50-yard line. This dude, he's standing flat-footed. And it's surrounded by myself, Mike Jenkins, and Sean Lee. All 3 of us are right in front of, boxed him out. This dude just throws a prayer up in the air. And I guarantee we're all holding on to this man before he takes off. All 3 of us grabbing on. This dude just vertical jumps with all 3 of us on him. Snags it over all of us, and just looking down as he's coming down from the heights, just looking down at all of us like,
who are these people?
Land.
Who are these people?
And we kind of just fall off him like snow if he just fell or something. Yeah. We just looking up this dude just, I'm like, oh, this dude is different. Fast forward to later on, he catches a slant, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to give it to this dude. I put everything I had into this hit against Calvin. Everything I had. He did go down. But I separated my shoulder, and I was out the rest of the game. And I'm just like, this dude is really like, when you hit him, it's literally like hitting steel. Yeah. And the way he was able to move that fast in person, you just had to see it. So it was him. The other guy I got a chance to play against, Adrian Peterson, when he was in Minnesota. It was just a different cat. I mean, every time you collided against him, it was like a car collision. I mean, it was ridiculous. So that dude was awesome. But then the best quarterback I've ever played against, it was Peyton Manning. I know that you got Tom Brady out there, you got all of this, but just from a cerebral standpoint, what he was able to do at the line of scrimmage was crazy. I mean, this is when he was at the first time going to Denver at the height of his power. I think he threw like 55 touchdowns. But we're going against him, and he's calling out stuff that. Like he was in the locker room with us. Like he was in the room with us going through this. He's like, all right, this guy's coming from this end. All right, he's going to fake and then drop out this way. We got this coverage coming. And exactly what we were doing. And it was just remarkable how he was able to do that, man. Smartest dude I've ever got a chance to talk to or play against, man. It was ridiculous.
Was that the game that was here and he and
Tony
it
was going back and forth. It was like 50-something to 49.
Then he ends the game. I remember, so Peyton is on one. Romo throws a pick. So they get the ball, they run the clock out, and then just basically it was a third down play. He did the quarterback sneak. Nobody,
and it was a boot, like a naked boot.
Nobody thought this was coming. Did he call it at the line or what?
So he knew we was. And when I got to talk to Ronnie Hillman or whoever I think was the back at the time, right? He was like, man, look, I was supposed to get that rock. He's like, everybody in their huddle knew that, all right, Ryan's going to get this ball. They're going to try to pound it in. Man, that dude just, and the way he faked it and went around on the outside, we was like, this mother. Yeah. Dog, he's the smartest dude on the football field I ever went against. Ever, man.
He's a big dude, too.
Yeah, he did.
That's a big dude.
His head by 2 feet. I can't talk about nobody's head. My 2 guys, man, quickly is Kobe Bryant, number 1. Seeing Kobe live, I mean, you see guys take jumpers, and some guys are, they'll come about this far off the ground. Kobe would shoot his shot, man, shoot his jumper. He come, high, I mean, and I was down on the court, I could see, how he was shooting that jumper, and just, man, over and over, and seeing him before he came onto the court, before, in pregame warm-ups, how many jumpers, and the preparation for a player, and then seeing him play live, man, it was next world. But Emmitt Smith, second. Emmitt, in his playing days, didn't look like the fastest guy. Nobody ever caught him. But watching him live, and you're sitting there, and you're like, man, these guys are trying to take his head off, and they can't. They can't. And he's doing things I never forget. Like, he'd be coming through the line of scrimmage, and he'd have his hand of just knocking guys' hands down. It's a damnedest thing to watch live, seeing Emmitt Smith. But obviously, the rushing champion in the NFL, one of the best all time. It only makes sense now when I'm talking about those 2 guys that end up being 2 of the best at their profession.
Remember the first time I saw Emmitt Smith, it was on once it was a CBS game. He was in college, freshman against Alabama. And the last person I saw tear up Alabama like that was Bo Jackson. Emmitt was a freshman. I was like, who's this? Who is this?
Who this be?
Right. Like a Gatorade player. Okay, fine. National player, fine. But you don't do this to Alabama. He did that. And remember the Cowboys draft was like, yeah, he's good. He's good. I remember Blair Thomas was the number one back that took out the Jets like second overall out of Penn State. But I'm like, man, this guy can play. I'm talking Cowboy fan like this dude can play. I saw what he did to Alabama, and you don't do that to Alabama as a freshman. Yeah. You talk about people who've been him for a long since he was playing in Escambia and Pensacola, Florida. Emmitt Smith has been that guy.
You gonna do your Dallas Cowboy MVP?
It's CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Aubrey's had a fantastic. It's CeeDee Lamb. Yeah. I mean, CeeDee Lamb from Dak Prescott, who did not have it before Dak went down. He was not having a good year. He's not having a good year, and he's out here catching balls from Cooper Rush with half a shoulder, half a good shoulder, with no help. CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it's tremendous in my mind.
I'm with you on that one. CeeDee Lamb for sure.
Man, Brandon Aubrey.
He said Brandon. I mean,
Brandon
Aubrey. He has.
Brandon Aubrey is a bona fide weapon. And you just go back to the Tampa game. If you can't hit 58-yarders, I mean, the Cowboys have won games going back to last season because of Brandon Aubrey and not even realizing the range that this guy has. I mean, he's one of those players. We were just talking about it a couple days ago. When I see somebody miss a 58-yarder, I'm like, oh, he ain't even hit the goalpost. That's not normal. Like we're used to something that's not normal. That's the contract that when that one come down, when that contract come down the line, that's my MVP right there, bro.
Look, I can see your point, and it kind of like reminds me of baseball voting, where it's like, can you make a pitcher an MVP? You need guys like CeeDee Lamb making the plays to get yourself in that range.
Yes, sir.
And when I just think about how bad this receiving core is, that hey man, anybody defensively, let's double this dude, and he's still getting the numbers.
Yeah.
It
makes sense.
And historic numbers that he's on right now.
And Cooper Rush is his quarterback. On top of that. So that's man. Easy choice. So you're not wrong. I mean, that's really if there's anything that separates him is the fact that defensive coordinators come in and say we got to take this one guy away, and he's still putting up the numbers.
Let's see if Jalen Tolbert can beat us. See if Jalen Brooks can beat us.
Said by
Kettle Kelsey.
Yeah. Hey guys, come on now. It's the day after Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Hek'ma Harrison.
Yes, for Kittle Kelsey.
Yes. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah.
Huh?
Happy holiday.
Courtside.
Yeah, come on now.
Hey, boy, I'll tell you what.
Man.
He had a tremendous first step.
Courtside. Let me hold some.
Hek'ma Harrison. It's Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. Chris Beam, Jazz, everybody here. Players Lounge. Talk to you tomorrow right here at Dallas Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,